did notice that 2.5 was shrinking down to just half a point, even before the coin toss. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. But we shall see. I think that was trying to see how much of a gain this was. Oh, I think that was a first down. Yeah. Wow. Like a 13-yard pickup on their first play from scrimmage.
What channel?
Okay, what else? Oh,
there's a million games. There's a million different channels.
I know.
What channel it's on?
It's ESPN. I don't know if that's where it was supposed to air regularly, but that's where it is now. Their second play is like another 15-yard gain on the ground, but there's a flag on the offense. Okay, let's get into what's supposed to be one of the best games of the evening. And by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but we have 60 games today. And Bill Connolly, who does the SP Plus ratings, yeah, it's just his system. You know, I'm not saying this is sure thing, but he had 32 games decided by one score. That's a pretty epic day. And so far, it's played out that way. We've got a lot of close games, a lot of close upsets this week. But let's get into Tennessee, Alabama here. The Crimson Tide, a 9.5-point home favorite. If you lay it with them, you'll get -108. The total is 59.5. So bet up just a little bit from where it was midweek. But Bama coming into this one with 3 straight wins against ranked SEC teams. What do you think happens here, Will?
Yeah, by the way, Arkansas gets a first down on a pass interference. They bust like a 50-yard run, not quite in the end zone, but they're going to have first and goal from the 3 or 4. So a quick start here for the Razorbacks. As far as this game, I think we could, speaking of Arkansas and quick starts, I think we could see a lot of points here. I think we're looking at it over. I'm surprised this is only 59. I mean, I know 59 is a high spread, but Bama does not get pressure. This is not, we talk about Georgia, how they're not vintage Georgia defensively. Bama does not get pressure. Like you think of Bama, you think of all these NFL defensive linemen and linebackers. That's not their team anymore. They really struggle getting to the quarterback. Tennessee does have some guys that get to the quarterback, but they need to because their secondary is injured, is not that good. Arkansas moved the ball up and down the field on them last week. Mississippi State has moved the ball up and down the field on them. So to me, this is first to 40, first to like 38. I lean towards Tennessee. I don't know. Aguilar on the road. We'll see how he performs. The back door could be open here. You are starting to see some 10s pop up. So Bama has taken money. My only concern with Bama here, as I'm kind of back and forth on the spread, I do like the over. This is the 4th tough game in a row for Bama. It's hard to keep getting up. You play Georgia, and then you play Vandy. In last week, who did they play? That was an intense game. At some point, it's just hard to keep going back
Mizzou.
to the well. Missouri, which was a pretty big game. At some point, you just kind of run out of steam and you run into a flat spot. I like the over. It's a revenge spot from last year where Tennessee beat them. I think we get a lot of points. I'm kind of back and forth on the side. I do think Bama wins the game, but I'm not looking to lay it here. So I don't know. A lot of points over. What about you? Anything?
I also lean to the over, but the play I actually made, surprise, was another first quarter bet. Tennessee, I think it was +2.5. The Vols ranked number 1 nationally in first quarter points a game. They're always top 5 year after year. Every Josh Heupel offense is. He likes the fast starts. So that's all this is. But when we're looking at the game as a whole, I think it's fair to bring up Bama's recent opponents. Georgia, Mizzou, Vandy, and then they had Florida State to start the year. Are any of those, let me rephrase it. What is the most effective passing attack out of those that Bama has faced? Georgia, Mizzou, Vandy, Florida State. Those are all run-heavy teams. So Tennessee is going to be the most prolific passing attack that Bama has faced this year. And you look at Bama's defense, they rank 4th in EPA per dropback allowed, but it's skewed because they've faced these run-heavy teams. And their pass rush, you mentioned, the pass rush is not great. It's 114th in PFF grade, 100th in sacks. They also struggle to get off the field on late downs. They rank 94th in late down success rate. So even though Bama's defense, I mean, the talent is there for sure. I'm not denying it. I just think it is a little overrated based on the opponent. And because of that, I like the over more than Tennessee, because I do think Alabama has the ability to just squeeze the clock, control the clock, go on these crazy long drives, and Tennessee operates so quickly. I don't know if they'll have enough possessions to cover if they're missing on those possessions. So I would rather play the over here. But either way, that's going to be a fun one. Tennessee first quarter, though, is where my money is at. Checking in on Arkansas here. They are settling for a field goal. All right. By the way, Ole Miss opened up. I think that was their first drive in the second half. It was a bomb of a touchdown to Stribling. I don't know how long it was, but it looked pretty big. So they are up 75 yards. There it is. 75-yard touchdown pass. That was only their second play to open the second half. So they are up 28-20 now on Georgia.
You know, it's funny because I was thinking that Ole Miss starts with the ball in the second half, and then I flipped back to the game, and Georgia had the ball with like 14-20 left in the half. I said, oh, no, I screwed that up. Georgia didn't start with the ball. I must have missed a possession. I didn't realize Ole Miss had already scored, so Ole Miss did get the ball to start here the second half and just scored immediately. What do you know? Georgia's coming back now. They pick up a first down on a pass interference. So hopefully people jumped in on 69.5. I sit here and talked about it, but we were doing the show. I didn't actually bet it, but that's one. Even check the live number. I'm sure it's gone up to maybe 73.5, 74.5. I just don't see where the stops are coming from. This is going to be first team to 40 wins the game. What's the live number? Do you have it in front of you?
78.5.
Oh, missed opportunity there. Hopefully people tail. That was a good one.
We have at least one of those every week, and it kills me every time. Like, it's the type of thing I'm driving home on that 45-minute drive, and I'm like, I just got to play a happy song, get it out of my head.
Yeah.
But hopefully
Georgia knocking on the door again.
Listeners. Wow, here we go. All right. If you have not checked out the new Opta AI tool on VSiN.com, it is awesome. So go ahead and do that. It's the same trusted brand behind Elite Soccer Analytics in the UK. You'll get data-driven projections if you're using it for the NFL, for quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs. They compare it directly to the lines at DraftKings to help you find value. And now starting on Tuesday for the start of the NBA season, VSiN is offering a free preview of our NBA player prop projections. Visit VSiN.com/props to explore those numbers before the free preview ends. That's VSIN.com/props.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's go! When the games are on, so is VSiN. With in-game betting insights you can actually use. We're live during the action for real-time breakdowns and the best opportunities to hit live bets on all major sports. Our exclusive betting splits update every 5 minutes, so you'll always know where the sharp money's going. And with the VSiN Watch app, you're never out of range with live analysis following you wherever you go. Ride the action in real time by making VSiN your second screen and join us on the Sports Betting Network. Looking for wagering advice during college and pro football games? VSiN's live betting coverage begins weeknights at 7 Eastern with Primetime. And on the weekends, we're live at 9 a.m. Eastern with our tailgate shows featuring expert predictions on the biggest games of the day. Our weekend live betting shows then take over as we monitor the changing lines and offer updated picks. Join us for live betting coverage on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Football meets flavor with VSiN and Omaha Steaks, the official sponsor of tailgating. And right now, you can score 16 free smash burgers plus 50% off site-wide when you shop omahasteaks.com/VSiN today. Enjoy legendary steaks, juicy air-chilled chicken, beefy burgers, deli-style franks, and so much more. From preseason to postseason and every game in between, you're sure to achieve gridiron greatness because Omaha Steaks delivers the kind of exceptional flavor that brings people together. USDA certified tender steaks, legendary burgers, amazing appetizers, and everything else you need to fuel your fandom from the first kickoff to the last down. And every bite is backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait. Shop now to get 16 free smash burgers, plus save 50% site-wide on steaks and more at omahasteaks.com/VSiN. That's omahasteaks.com/VSIN. Minimum purchase may apply. See site for details.
VSiN.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Saturday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Covelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 10 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Green Bay Gamblers. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms were in action last night here at the Covelli Center against the U-17s, a 7-3 Youngstown victory. Team USA opened the scoring at 3:17 with a power play goal for Carter Meyer, his first of the season. As Meyer's cross-crease pass hit off the stick of a Phantoms defenseman and ricocheted behind Owen Leapak to put the 17s up in front. Phantoms tied it at 4:28 with a power play goal of their own off the stick of Ryan Rusinski, his sixth goal of the season. Jack Wilson and Cooper Simpson with the helpers. We were tied at 1 at the end of the first. Phantoms retook the lead at 3:06. Even strength goal for Malachi McKinnon, his fourth of the campaign. Cooper Simpson and Cal Houston with the helpers. USA would tie it off the ensuing face-off. Fourth goal of the season for Braden Willis, in the books as unassisted. Phantoms took the lead for good at 9:12. Evan Jardine, an even strength goal, his third of the season. Jack Hextall and Brody Berard with the assist. Then at 18:26, the game-winning goal from Ryan Rusinski, seventh of the season, second of the game, second power play goal of the game. Simpson and Jardine with the helpers. Phantoms led 4-2 at the end of the second. USA got an early one in the third at 3:53. Sawyer Schmidt, his first in the USHL. But the Phantoms got the last three goals of the game. We didn't find out that Jack Hextall scored at 14:20 until the 18:50 mark. After a video review, we went a long time without a whistle, and so the officials had to put 4 minutes and 25 seconds back on the clock to match the time that Hextall scored. For Hextall was a power play goal, his 5th of the season. Malachi McKinnon and Manny Bukowski with the helpers. Then was Hextall with the empty netter at 18:03, 6th of the season, 2nd of the game. Ryan Rusinski and Evan Jardine with the helpers. And then with 20 seconds left in regulation, Jakob Hesch, his 1st of the season. Braden Thompson and Manny Bukowski with the assist to give us our 7-3 final. Nate Chiswick took the loss for USA. He stopped 28 out of 34. Owen Leapak got the win. He stopped 14 out of 17. USA power play was 1 for 5. Phantoms power play was 3 for 5. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You are listening to the pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt US Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is the story of a very special woman. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician or an entrepreneur. Her knowledge was limitless and still is. She could also make monsters disappear, especially those that lurked in the shadows under the bed. Once, this woman put back together a teenage girl's broken heart, which had been shattered in 1,000 pieces, just by giving her a bear hug. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center during the pregame show. Let's take a look at the scratch report for tonight, starting with Green Bay. You can scratch number 2, Nate Beanstock, number 17, Gunnar Conboy, and number 91, Oliver McKinney. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 5, Connor Schubert, number 9, Alexei Kubat, number 16, Kyle O'Leary, number 18, Jack Hamilton, number 19, Alexander Svitov, number 22, Boris Breen, and number 42, Jackson Adams. Now let's take a look at tonight's starters beginning with the visiting Green Bay Gamblers, who enter tonight's game with a 4-4-0-1 record. Their 9 points put them in 7th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Apple Valley, Minnesota, committed to the University of Maine, number 14, Zach Wooten. At center out of Sweden, the draft property of the Dallas Stars, number 24, William Samuelson. At right wing out of Czechia, committed to Western Michigan, number 41, František Nutisl. On defense, out of Wayzata, Minnesota, committed to the University of Minnesota and the draft property of the Calgary Flames, number 5, Maceo Phillips. And out of Russia, number 18, Nikita Fedotov. In net, out of Westland, Michigan, number 1, Joey Slavik. Slavik enters today's game with a 1-3-0-0 record, a 3.98 goals against average, and a .827 save percentage. The Gamblers are coached by Patrick McCadden. The associate head coach is Sean Ceramic. They are assisted by Bryce Reddick, Mikkel Junk, and Tony Kuava. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 6-2-1-0 record. Their 13 points put them in 4th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Ohio State, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center out of Broadview Heights, Ohio, committed to Ohio State, the draft property of the Buffalo Sabres, your captain, number 56, Ryan Rusinski. At right wing out of Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense, out of the Woodlands, Texas, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 14, Carter Murphy. And out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net, out of Czechia, and committed to the University of Massachusetts, number 79, Tobias Trebel. Trebel enters tonight's game with a 3-1-1-0 record, a 2.39 goals against average, a .900 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and Cal Kafuk. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli, goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Luke Stark and Miroslav Yaritz. The linesmen will be Douglas Hook and Sean Rounds. Just about 5.5 minutes remaining here at the arena before the national anthem and starting lineup, so we will go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms! Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
It goes on and on and on.
Yes, I'm in the zone.
Rebound to the weak side. In front. I need a one dance. And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like.
The steal. Ben Simpson. Toe drag. Simpson in. Tucks it home. He scores!
I want you to be happier. Because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson. Ripped across. Hextall. Shot. Score!
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
USHL, our stars rise.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
And now for tonight's starting lineup presented by Mercy Health. First up, at left wing from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, number 10, Evan Jardine. From Broadview Heights, Ohio, number 56, Ryan Rusinski. Illinois, number 17, Jack Hextall. On defense, from the Woodlands, Texas, number 14, Carter Murphy.
Texas. Cause you know everybody around here got guns, nigga. Hey, see y'all from Texas. We got Beyonce traded.
Boardman, Ohio, number 12, Cal Houston.
Here in Youngstown.
And
my sweet
in goal for your Phantoms from Most Chechnya, number 79, Tobias Trable.
But when I'm in the street and shit, it's all good. Assume the motivated boom, control the game like Tomb Raider, rock, clock, dollar flip, sits like a...
Fans, please stand and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem by Ashley Marie Lewis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A wonderful rendition of our national anthem by Ashley Marie Lewis. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Joined by my engineers, Dave Ferris and Jim Craven. Brendan Miller will be keeping things up on social media for you tonight. Follow the Phantoms on Facebook and Instagram at Youngstown Phantoms, on X at YTown Phantoms. Of course, we are also joined by our supervisor, my 8-year-old son, Jonathan. Phantoms and Gamblers for the first of 4 matchups this season. Both teams fresh off victories over Team USA. We'll look to see what will come from this one tonight. You can roll for initiative as we are underway. Samuelson wins the faceoff. And the Gamblers will chip it out to center. Stolen by Jardine. Kicked over to Rusinski. He'll send it into the right wing corner. First one to it is going to be Phillips. He'll send it up the far wall. Houston pitched in, trying to keep it alive, but the Gamblers will break it out through center. Natussel over to Samuelson. Spins and drops it back to Natussel. Touch back toward the point. Jardine sticked it to the line. Kept for a moment by Phillips. Now the Phantoms will break it back through center. Stretch pass ahead looking for Hextall, who had to duck under the check of Phillips in Green Bay. Quickly back into the Youngstown zone for a shot from the left hash marks by Zach Wooten. Then is swallowed up by Tobias Trable 33 seconds into this first period. Line changes for both sides. Ryan Ward going to send out his third line. To match the top line for Green Bay, Landon Halfley going to take the draw against Jakob Hesch. Puck still loose in the circle, played free by Anderson, but controlled by Green Bay. Carcone, center point for O'Sullivan. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound off the end wall to Bukowski. He's going to chip it at least as far as the red line, for it's gathered in by Bizguns and fired back into the Youngstown end. Round to the left corner, it's Morin battling against Katz. Up to the left point where the line was kept by O'Malley. Taken away by Anderson and sent out to center. Into the skates of Jakob Hesch, however, and knocked back into the zone by Katz. Carcone caught up to it just below the left dot along the wall. Fired a shot wide of the cage. Came around to the weak side for Katz, near side wall. Now back up to the point for Katz off of Carcone. His shot from the blue line, gloved and held easily by Tobias Trable. Another defensive zone draw here for Youngstown. Face off to the left of Trable to be Kaharchik to take the draw against Gully. And Kaharchik won that draw. Thompson to Vini, but he had it taken away by Sokol. Around the wall to the far side, then back down into the corner for Roosevelt. Knocked down by Thompson. Kaharchik digging for that puck, as is Gully. Came up near the top of the circle, taken away by the Phantoms, and it's Simpson through center skate to stick. JT Vini ahead of the play. They do call the offside, but we have a cross-checking call, and Youngstown will get the early power play. Time of this penalty, 1:33, as heading over to the box is 27, Cody Sokol. Phantoms on the power play this season, 28.1%, second in the USHL. Green Bay on the kill, 82.1%, is ninth. Phantoms have power play goals in 5 straight games, and in every game this year except 2. Last night, first time all season, Phantoms scored multiple power play goals in a game. As the faceoff is controlled by the Gamblers, and they will get the clear. Phantoms 1 defenseman and 4 forwards out to start this power play. Wilson around the cage to the far side to Rusinski. Carries it to the red line, drops it back for Wilson, feeds it across to Kaharchik, over to Hextall and into the zone. A crossover to Jardine. Jards down the far wall, goal line extended, and then back up to the point for Wilson. Left side, Simpson, shot, missed the cage. Kaharchik looking for the rebound in the right corner. He'll get there first. Lost his footing, taken away by the Gamblers, and sent down the length of the ice. Trable played it away from Samuelson, who lost his footing in the left corner. Simpson carries ahead for Youngstown. Coop into the zone. Slides it over to Wilson. Top of the left circle for Kaharchik. Back over to Simpson, then Kaharchik. Wilson, top of the left circle. Cross point over to Kaharchik. Fake the one-timer. Now he'll get the shot away. Blocker saved by Slavic. Rebound over to the near wall. And backhanded down the ice by Halfley. More than halfway home. In fact, 50 seconds left on this power play for Youngstown. A second power play you're going to cycle out. Rusinski. Over to the wall for Jardine. Fed back down the kick plate. Came to the captain. Bumped it back to Jardine. Fed in cross for McKinnon. His shot blocked by Landon Halfley. Rebound to Simpson. Up to the line for Murphy. Over to McKinnon. Back across. Hextall. Center point Murphy. One-timer. Redirected wide in the slot by a Gambler stick. Believe that was Wooten. Now it's Murphy to Hextall. 20 seconds left in the power play. Hextall, left dot, side of the cage. Rusinski trying to sweep it home. Loose to the blue paint. And the net is off its moorings. Rusinski raised his arms. He thought it was in. See if we can get a quick look at the replay here. The puck did cross the goal line, but the net was already off its peg, so definitely no goal. And they're going to say the Phantoms are the ones that knocked the net off. And they're going to bring the faceoff out to center. Don't know if that's the right call. 15 seconds left in the power play. And it will be Boucher to take the draw against Tim. Boucher wins that draw cleanly to Houston. Cal flicked it off the end wall. Going to be picked up by Phillips and cleared down the length of the ice. Touched into the zone by Hextall, and now out of the box comes Cody Sokol. Phantom power play 0 for 1. Green Bay with it, and through center comes Knutson. Took out Connor Murphy and worked the puck to Tim. Fired around the kick plate to the far side, grabbed by Hextall, and poked to the neutral zone, but Boucher couldn't take the pass cleanly. Back to the line for Tim. He'll flick it on the net. That one might have actually been going wide, but it's going to be gloved and held by Trable. Phantoms credited with one shot on that power play. That would have been the stuff attempt for Rusinski. Ryan Rusinski and Cooper Simpson both tied for the league lead in scoring right now, 10 games in, with 12 points apiece, but Rusinski the edge by virtue of having 7 goals on the season. So we then put Rusinski second in league in goal scoring as well. We have a member of the Fighting Saints with 8 as Phantoms won the draw but couldn't clear. Trickled behind the cage. Samuelson will fire it around the near side. Hesh got there first but couldn't clear. Grabbed back in by Natusul and sent behind the cage for Samuelson. Tried to give it back to Natusul. Pass was blocked. Now Natusul lets it go through to the left corner. Grabbed by Berard. Sent up the middle. He found Sean Miller. Sean banked it ahead for Hesh. Beautiful pass. Trying to feed a crashing Orlowski. Coming out to play it was Slavic up to the point. Left side, Wilson fired it around the kick plate to the far side. Orlowski there. Taken by Hesh. Fed in front looking for Miller. It bounced over his stick. Natusul grabs it. and skates it to center. Fired across for Samuelson, gains the line, tried to feed it to a crashing Natussel, but went off the ankle of Brody Berard. He'll send it up the far side and down the ice. Don't think this one has enough steam on it for icing. It does not, as Phillips grabs it along the right hash marks. Banked it past Bukowski and out to center. Into the zone. Comes Halfley. Centering feed for Carcone. Shot saved by Trable. Rebound cleared by Anderson. Off the skates of Bukowski and out to center. Hustling back for it is Fedotov. Fedotov with it again off the D-to-D pass. Ahead for Halfley to bank it in the left wing corner. Puck pops straight up in the air. Nobody could find it except Gino Carcone, who just drew a high sticking penalty against Melker Morin. Heading to the bench was Joey Slavic. He hustled over to the bench for the extra attacker as a one-timer from the right point off the stick of Harris goes wide off the corner boards. It's back out to center. Picked up there by O'Sullivan, and now ahead for Carcone. Over to Halfley and into the zone. Touched by Anderson, and there's the whistle on the high sticking call against Melker Morin. Fams will be on the penalty kill on the other side of this media timeout. 14-15 left in the first. We're scoreless. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Melker Morin called for high sticking. Time of the penalty, 5:45. Green Bay on the power play this season, 22.6% is 7th in league. Phantoms on the penalty kill, 78.9% is 12th. Green Bay power play was 11 for 32 against the Phantoms last year. So just a shade above 33%. But despite that number, Youngstown won 4 out of the 6 contests against Green Bay. As long as the Phantoms held Green Bay under 3 power play goals, they won every contest in which that occurred last year. So 4 out of the 6 Youngstown took from Green Bay last season. Face-off won by Rusinski, still loose in the circle, grabbed by Carcone. He'll feed it back to the point for O'Sullivan. Back to Carcone, side of the net for Katz. His shot swallowed up by Trable. Might have been trying to work that to the weak side for Halfley. But instead, took the shot, but Trable able to absorb it. 8 seconds off the power play. Halfley against Rusinski again in the circle, going to be controlled by the Gamblers again. Carcone. Up to the point to O'Sullivan, walks the blue line to center point. Feeds it to Carcone, top of left circle. Shot ripped it wide of the cage. Rebound over to Roswell, fed up to O'Sullivan at the right point. Walks the blue, over to Carcone. Side of the net, Katz. Fanned on the shot, grabbed by diving Jack Wilson, but he couldn't backhand it out to center. Nice keep by O'Sullivan, now it's stolen by Rusinski. Rue coming ahead. But as he stick-handled it, rolled off his stick right to Roswell. Great hustle by the Gamblers to get back in the play. Green Bay back into the zone. Carcone flicks it just wide of the cage. Gloved and held by Trable. Minute 10 left on the power play. 13:25 left in the first. We're scoreless. Shots on goal 5-1 in favor of Green Bay. Gamblers controlled the draw again. Sokol fed it up to the left point for Natussel. Cross-ice pass was looking for Phillips, but angle was off and out to center. Gamblers had to touch up. Here, Hesh almost a steal, but lost control and couldn't clear. Wooten Center point for Phillips. Shot off the ankle of Bukowski into the corner. Grabbed there by Carter Murphy. Found some open space. He'll skate it ahead. Carter to the red line. And now going to peel back toward his own zone. Turns and fires, but blocked at the blue line, and it came right to Natussel. Entered the zone. Stolen by Murphy. Bounced to Boucher. Clearing attempt. Hit a man. Bounced over to Houston. Cow will get it at least as far as the blue line, where it's picked up by Wooten. 25 seconds left in the power play for Green Bay. Wooten, watched by Boucher, has Phillips back there in the offensive zone. Well, I guess defensive zone with him. Ahead to Samuelson. Fired around the kick plate, came to the left side for Sokol. Spun off the check of Houston. Worked it down in the corner for Wooten. Back around the kick plate to Samuelson. Center point, Phillips. Over to the far wall for Natussel, but out of the box comes Melker Moore, and there's a shot from Natussel, patted out by Trable. Fams are back to full strength as Morin carries ahead. Floated through the low slot, was looking for Hextall, cut off nicely by Natussel. Got it away from the forecheck of Hextall and out to center for Sokol. Into the zone for O'Malley, chipped to the left wing corner. Sokol tried a shot, but it was blocked by Kaharchik. Rebound behind the cage for Tim, taken away by Wilson. And sent out to center, looking for Cooper Simpson. Trying to work his way around O'Malley, couldn't do so. And Phillips will send it up the right wall, kept at the point by Thompson. Back behind the cage to Simpson, tried to touch it in front, but as the slow-moving pass came to the side of the blue paint, it was covered by Joey Slavic as the linesmen are in to separate Matusz Kaharchik and Nick Knutson. 11:28 left in the first. We are scoreless. Shots on goal 6-1 in favor of the Gamblers. Kaharchik to take the draw for the Phantoms, but it's controlled by the Gamblers. Phantoms steal it away in the corner. They'll feed the right point for Thompson. Down the wall to Simpson. He'll turn and fire. Lots of traffic. Somehow that got into Slavic, and I don't know how he saw it, but he made the save. Gamblers control the rebound. Harris up the wall, taken away by Youngstown. Back around, Thompson pinching in once more. Fed it down low to Kaharchik. Matusz back up the wall to the right point for Thompson. Down the wall to McKinnon. He had it taken away by Gully and down into the Green Bay zone, but taken right back by Simpson. And he'll carry ahead. Kaharchik across to McKinnon. Shot, Slavic save, rebound. Kaharchik couldn't get there in time as Harris cleared it away. Now Gambler tripped on the back of the net. McKinnon side of the net. Simpson couldn't redirect it home. Don't know if it hit the post or what happened there. I was partially screened on the play, but Simpson very upset with himself that he did not score there. Phantoms back into the attacking zone, sent around the wall by Tim. Up to the left side, kept by Boucher and Berard. Second effort, Gamblers get it out to center, and ahead comes Tim. Into the zone, one-on-one with Murphy. Carter takes him to the boards. Loose change picked up by Berard, sent around to the far side for Orlowski, who touches it as far as center before O'Malley sends it right back in. Trable able to stick it down behind the net for Murphy. His pass over to Berard, stolen by Tim. Couldn't work the puck to Carcone, though. Berard under the check of Carcone, who took it right back. Down low to Tim. Back up to the left point for O'Malley. D over to Bizguns. His shot stopped by Trable. Rebound carried around the cage by Katz. To the far side. Fed across off the stick of Miller and out to center. Bizguns back to the red line for it. Turns and chips it ahead for Carcone. Spins back to his own line. Now retreats inside his defensive end. Looking for some help. And trades it off to Samuelson. Carrying ahead into the Youngstown zone. Fed it over to Halfley. Couldn't duck around a couple of Phantoms defenders, and it's Hextall to the loose puck. Ahead to Rusinski. Bumped off the biscuit by Phillips as it rolled into the zone for Fedotov. Around the kick plate off of Samuelson. Back to Natussel. Back to Samuelson at the right half. Chip behind the net as they're looking for Wooten. Natussel trying to draw a high sticking call there. Nothing happening from either official. And Houston Has it behind the cage, sent it near wall for Wilson. Out to center, was looking for Hextall. They're going to wave off icing here as Phillips couldn't slow himself down enough to draw the icing call. Up the wall, kept by Budkowski. To Hextall to Hesh. Shot was blocked. Rebound into the left corner. Phillips will grab it, send it up the far side for Wooten, and lift it out to center. Skating into it, into the zone is Sokol. Bumped off the puck by Thompson in the right corner. 8:15 left in the first. We're scoreless. Centering feed, looking for a man as now it comes back to the left point. Shot was blocked. Rebound sent off the pad of Trable by Cruz Martin. Budkowski hit hard in the corner, but able to work the puck to Hesh. Skates through the stick check of Martin and over to Houston. Out to center, was looking for Thompson. Sent it just wide of the cage, and this will be icing on the Youngstown Phantoms with 7:51 left in the first. We're scoreless. Shots on goal. 8-3 in favor of Green Bay. The Phantoms still seem to be warming to the task a little bit. As Hafley poked the puck into the corner, but the only one there was Cal Houston. He's bumped off it, however, and Carcone bumped it to Hafley. Shot was blocked, came around to the near corner. Budkowski spun off a couple of checks, couldn't feed Hesh to exit the zone. Down in the corner, it's Casts. Couldn't get it to Carcone in front of the net, taken away by Hesh. Hesh walking ahead, floats it out to center for Budkowski. Banked ahead looking for Anderson. Into the zone 1-on-5 while the team changes behind him. Anderson threw a couple of checks. Took the body check from Hafley. Puck still available. Kaharchik played it down the wall, but Gamblers able to get a stick on it, sending it around the wall. Bizguns couldn't clear, kept at the left point by Morin. Down in the corner, it's Kaharchik. Couldn't feed it back to Morin at the point, and the Gamblers will lift it down the ice. This one going to roll shy of the crease. Trable comes out to bump it over to Morin. Snapped up ahead, but off the stick of David Roosevelt. And into the Gambler bench with 6:54 left in the first. We'll have a timeout. We're still scoreless. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it. It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. 6:54 left in the first period. We are scoreless. Shots on goal 8-3 in favor of the Gamblers. Center eye face-off upcoming. Looks like it'll be Kaharchik to take the draw against Gully. Kick free of the circle by Kaharchik, but rolled to the Gamblers' defense. That was Harris snapping it into the Phantom zone. Now it's Harris keeping the left point. He'll trickle one toward the net, but wide of the blue paint. Rebound to the right half, ball sent down in the corner for Sokol. Battling against Vini. Came around to the far side. McKinnon bumped it to Vini. Up the wall to Kaharchik. Stolen by Gully. Cuts to the middle. Fired. Got it over to Roosevelt for a shot that missed the cage. Rebound to Sokol near side. Up to the point. They were looking for O'Sullivan. Pass went through his skates and all the way down to Joey Slavic. Over to Harrison. Backhanded out to center. Berard grabbed it. Sent it back to the Green Bay end. But that was right to the stick of O'Sullivan. Back into the Youngstown zone. Danced around Wilson. Now pinned to the boards in the right corner. Simpson got a hold of the puck, played it to Berard, trying to bump it to Boucher. Berard will have to jump back on it. Spun it away from Roosevelt, but then Roosevelt got a piece of the pass. And Green Bay will keep the zone. Changing ahead of the play right now, though, as Boucher had to quickly play it away from the oncoming Martin. Up the near wall, stopped at center by Bizguns. Cross ice feed over to O'Malley, fired back into the Phantoms' end. Came around to the right side for Knutson. Fed behind the net for Martin. Back to Knutson. Through Tim in the left circle. Kept at the line by Bizguns. Backhanded to the end wall. Sticked ahead by Berard. Couldn't find Orlovsky. Bounced off of Knutson. He regathered after it ricocheted off Boucher. Knutson to the slot. Tim shot. Trable save. Rebound. Cleared to the top of the circles. Keeping it there was O'Malley. Couldn't feed it to Roosevelt. Came back to O'Malley. Center point. Bizgun shot. Trable save. Rebound. Tim whacked it off the pads of Trable. Trable up there. Boucher up the wall. Miller couldn't clear. Gamblers buzzing in the Phantom zone right now. O'Malley left half wall. Turns and cycles down low. Comes through Martin and over to Knutson on the near side. He couldn't take it cleanly. Miller clears to the point, kept by Bizguns. His shot to the glove of Trable, who holds. And that will let the Phantoms get some tired bodies off the ice. As that seemed like a solid 60 seconds, if not more, in the defensive zone for the Phantoms. Youngstown will bring out the second line, Rusinski, Jardine, and Hextall. Murphy and Houston on the back end. Rusinski to take the draw against Samuelson. And Rue will win that draw. Jardine spins off a check and carries ahead. Jarge to the red line and lifts it into the right wing corner. Hextall got there first, couldn't drop it back to Jardine. Grabbed by Phillips, and the Gamblers will lift it out to center. Murphy back to his own line for it. Ahead for Rusinski, cross ice feed to Houston. Cal, red line in blue into the zone. Behind him to Hextall. Jack in, time, space, shot, missed the cage. The inside edge at the top of the right circle. To the right point, kept by Hextall. To Houston, his shot off the stick of Phillips and out of play. As Phillips and Houston trade a couple of words. Linesman in to separate them before anything can turn physical. 4:08 left in the first. Shots 10-3 in favor of Green Bay. Face off to the left of Slavic. Won by Rusinski. Houston. D to Murphy. To Jardine. One-timer. Slavic save. Rebound. Rusinski. Two whacks at it. Slavic stopped them both. Pretty set play off the face-off for Youngstown. Joey Slavic equal to the task. Saw the Phantoms score off a set face-off play yesterday. Here they win the draw again. Jardine to Rusinski. Shot! Blocked to the meshing. Did not get the number on that diving Gambler in the middle. Might have been Carcone. See if I can get a look on the replay before we get back to action. Face-off will be to the right of Slavic. Actually, Rusinski got that shot on net. It went off the shoulder of Slavic and out of play. As Rusinski going to get kicked out of the circle. I believe Hextall going to step in to take the draw. Against Halfley. Phantoms win the draw. Jardine centering feed, looking for the back door. Crashed by Houston. It wouldn't go. Pass went out to center. Murphy fired it back in. Off a stanchion. It came to the left corner for Jardine. To Rusinski. Tried to center looking for Hextall. It wouldn't go. Puck down to the Youngstown line. Roosevelt denied the zone for a moment by Houston. As the puck came to Hextall. Sticked it over to Houston. Skates around the cage to the near side. Snaps it up the middle to Rusinski. Delayed. And then found Murphy in the neutral zone. Carter into the zone. 3-on-2. Over to Jardine. Fed through the slot. Hextall got a touch on it but couldn't pull the trigger as the loose puck slides to Gully, who backhands it through the neutral zone. Rolls down in the Phantoms end, picked up at the hash marks by Houston. Fired back to the Green Bay line, touched into the zone by Hextall, grabbed by Kaharchik. Touche left it behind the net, but nobody there except Gamblers, as I think the net might be off its pegs. So says referee Luke Stork. 3:02 left in the first. We're still scoreless. Face-off will be to the left of Slavic, former NTDP netminder. Kaharchik to take the draw for Youngstown. And he'll win that draw over the wall, but it's grabbed by Harris away from Simpson. Fend around the cage, and the Gamblers will break it through center. Bounce down into the Youngstown zone, but short of the red line was the dump in by O'Sullivan. This will be icing on Green Bay. Face-off back into the Gambler end. 2:53 left in the first. Kaharchik to take the draw against Wooten. And Kaharchik will win that draw. Simpson pulled it out of the scrum. Centering feed blocked off by a couple of different Gamblers. Harris, however, lost it back to Simpson. Cooper fighting his way through a couple of checks behind the cage. Popped to the side of the net. Bouncing puck. Looking for it was Katz. Played it away from Kaharchik. Around to the right corner. Skating into it will be Harris. And he will get it as far as the red line. But Carcone couldn't get it any deeper. Katz able to enter the zone. Dropped it back for Halfley. Stolen away by McKinnon. Pass ahead for Simpson. Simpson coming in. Makes a couple of dekes. Got the shot away. Loose at the side of the blue paint. Net came off its moorings. Gamblers cannot make a line change here. 2:18 left in the first. Don't know if we'll have time to get a look at this replay before we get back to action or not. Beautiful feed by McKinnon. But Slavic keeping that toe on the ice. And Simpson couldn't elevate that puck. If he elevates it a foot, it's 1-0 Phantoms. Face-off won by Hesh. Vini down to the half wall. Shot. Slavic save, and he holds. .214 left in the first. Now Green Bay able to get a line change. Be Hesh to take the draw again. And Hesh won the draw. Bump back to Wilson at the point by Anderson, but pass went out to center. And Green Bay clears it down the ice. No icing on this one as Vini played it away from Martin over to Wilson. Chipped up the wall for Bukowski. Matty over to Hesh at center through the neutral zone. 2-on-2 with Anderson. Logan tried to center, blocked off by O'Malley into the corner. Worked it back to Hesh, couldn't feed it up the wall to Vini. It'll come back around near side. Touched by Martin behind him to Harris to skate ahead. Ahead for the dump in by Knutson. Phantoms quickly back through center, and Vini will rip it in. Left half wall trying to clear was Kultgen. Puck bouncing around, finally he'll work it to Wooten. He'll carry through center. Red line in blue, little start-stop move, got around his man, shot and score. Nick Knutson, his second goal of the season, threw a little start-stop move on Melker Morin, then blazed to the net and snapped it glove side on Trable. What a play by Knutson, and Green Bay leads 1-0. Time of the goal, 18:38. And that is just about as pretty as they come. Beautiful move at the blue line. Knutson rocked his man to sleep. That was Melker Morin, and blew past him. And then ripped it past Trable. Off the faceoff, we're down in the Youngstown end. Murphy up to the line for Hextall, out to center for Rusinski. Ahead to the line for Jardine. Chipped down toward the right corner, but wedged off by Fedotov. Around the wall was looking for O'Malley, cut off by the Phantoms. Hextall Up the wall to Murphy, less than a minute remaining in the period. D to Houston. Kept the line, penalty upcoming on Green Bay as Trable gets to the bench, but there is the touch down low by Fedotov. So Youngstown heading back to the power play with 51.3 left in the first. And skating over the box, I believe, is Maceo Phillips. Easy to pick Phillips out on the ice. He's 6'6", 234. And that's an NFL tight end out there. And Maceo Phillips, of course, so the Phantoms have one of those in their own right. JT Vini, also 6'6", 218. So time of the penalty on Phillips. 19:08. And Youngstown, see if they can tie this up before we get the buzzer. Phantoms win the draw, back to the point to Wilson. Walks the blue line. Over to Kaharchik. Now Simpson, one-timer blocked, rolled through the slot, came to Rusinski, backhander, stopped, and then cleared to the line, but off the skates of Wilson and out to the neutral zone. Simpson hustling back for it so that he could keep it away from Gully. Simpson hauled down. Phantoms bench looking for a hooking call, but play continues. Kaharchik into the zone to Jardine. Back to the wall, kept by Kaharchik. Over to Wilson, across to Simpson. Simpson in, steps through the blue paint. Slavic's down. Where's the puck? It's in! Are you not entertained by Ryan Rusinski? Phantoms tie the game. 18.2 left in the period. Finally, it did come to the weak side off the huge scramble. And Rusinski able to tap it into a mostly yawning cage. As Wilson fed it over to Simpson, and Coop walked unimpeded right to the net front. And then just massive humanity and bodies, gamblers laying down on the ice. And I don't know if it is an official review for goaltender interference or if it is a coach's challenge, but Luke Stork and Miroslav Yarts are going to the iPad. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a time, or maybe, wait. Nope, they're getting the iPad out. All right, we'll step aside for a timeout. And it is a Green Bay challenge. We'll be back when we find out. 18.2 left in the first. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
The goal will stand as called. Rusinski, his 8th of the season, ties the game for Youngstown. No goalie interference on the play. That was a challenge by Green Bay, so the Gamblers now lose their timeout for the rest of regulation. And I don't think that was a very smart challenge for Patrick McCadden, as, I took a couple of looks at the replay. There was just nothing there. Green Bay controls the faceoff, fired into the Youngstown zone. Wilson got trucked by Natussel. Came down on top of the puck. Play continues with 5 seconds left in the period. Up to the top of the circle, Samuelson back into the corner. Wilson up to the point, and the shot from the right point is blocked by Cal Houston along the way, and that is how the first period will conclude. Nick Knutson put Green Bay in front 1-0, but in the final minute, Ryan Rusinski, a power play goal, tied it for the Phantoms. Shots on goal in the first period, 11-8 in favor of Green Bay. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the first intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms and Green Bay Gamblers are tied at 1 goal apiece. Shots on goal in that first period, 11-8 in favor of Green Bay. Gamblers open the scoring at 18:38 on the third goal of the season for Zach Wooten. Right now in the books is unassisted. Beautiful individual effort for Wooten. Used a little hesitation move at the blue line to get past his defender and then blazed down the near wall, cut to the middle, and right about when he got to the hash marks, ripped one glove side on Tobias Trebel. Again, third goal of the season for Wooten, and it put the Gamblers ahead 1-0. Phantoms get a late power play goal from Ryan Rusinski. Came at 19:42. Rusinski's 8th of the season, and his 5th power play goal. Assists go to Evan Jardine and Cooper Simpson. Green Bay challenged that goal for goaltender interference, but the call on the ice as a good goal was upheld. And that is how we got to our 1-1 score. Joey Slavic stopped 10 out of 11. Tobias Trebel stopped 7 out of 8. Phantom power play 1 for 2. Green Bay power play 0 for 1. Cody Sokol was called for cross-checking at 1:33. Melker Morin called for high sticking at 5:45. And Maceo Phillips called for cross-checking at 19:09. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts.
free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center during the first intermission report. Phantoms and Gamblers tied at 1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. First intermission in Muskegon, and Dubuque leads the Lumberjacks 1-0. It's the only other USHL game underway. Every other team except for Team USA in action tonight. 7:05 Eastern puck drop between Omaha and Sioux Falls. Tri-City will be in Sioux City to take on the Musketeers. Des Moines will be up in Fargo. Madison travels south to take on the Chicago Steel, and the Lincoln Stars will be in Waterloo to battle the Blackhawks. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Northeastern leads Harvard 2-1. Holy Cross defeated Mercyhurst 4-0 up in Erie. Quinnipiac shut out Maine 4-0. Providence 5-1 winners over RPI. Stonehill leading Sacred Heart 3-1 in the third period. Western Michigan up 1-0 on UMass Lowell. Penn State up 2-0 on Long Island. Second period just underway in Happy Valley. Colorado College leads Northern Michigan 2-1. Minnesota and North Dakota just underway. In fact, in just the last 60 seconds, that game had its puck drop. And Merrimack leads New Hampshire 3-1. Over to the college football scoreboard. Indiana leads Michigan State 38-13. Final minute of regulation in that one. Georgia with an 8-point lead over Ole Miss. Final 2 minutes of regulation in that one. Arizona State leads Texas Tech 19-7. 3 minutes into the fourth. UAB trying to upset number 22 Memphis. They lead by 14 with 4 minutes left in regulation. Texas A&M a 21-13 lead over Arkansas. Final minute of the first half. Oregon leads Rutgers 7-3. 5 minutes into the first. Washington State leads Virginia 7-0. Earlier today, Ohio State shut out Wisconsin 34-0. Vanderbilt upset LSU 31-24. Georgia Tech holds off Duke 27-18. And Oklahoma with the conference win over South Carolina 26-7. Over to the NHL scoreboard. 3 games earlier this afternoon, the Sabres shut out the Panthers 3-0. Islanders 5-4 winners over the Senators. And the Devils 5-3 winners over Edmonton. One other college football score to mention. YSU went into Normal and beat the Illinois State Redbirds 40-35. That'll do it for our first intermission report in the out-of-town scoreboard. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between the Gamblers and Phantoms here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
USHL, our stars rise.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let me know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
What keeps you motivated? I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Okay. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center for the start of the second period. We're all knotted up at 1. I'm told they are updating the shot counter. It was actually 13-11 in favor of the Gamblers in the first period. Given that information, you may now roll for initiative because the second period is underway. Samuelson wins the draw. Phillips, D-to-D, over to Fedotov, ahead off of Samuelson and redirected into the right wing corner of the Phantom zone. Houston, behind the cage to Murphy. Near side, floats it up the wall. Rode up the dasher and came to Hextall. Jack into the zone. Far side on his backhand. Forced to spin, looks for help. And actually was forced out to center. Gamblers can come ahead 3-on-2 if they hurry. Samuelson into the zone. Oh, sorry, that's Wooten into the zone down the right side. But defended well by Hextall, who poked it out to center. Jack carrying ahead. Behind him to Jardine. Back to Hextall. He couldn't take the pass on the give and go. Hextall lost his footing in the corner, but able to feed it to Rusinski. Rue fired it around the wall. Morin pinching in to keep it alive. Back behind the cage to Hextall. Ducked under a check of O'Sullivan. Back to Rusinski. His shot was blocked. Loose change came to Samuelson. Over to the far corner for O'Sullivan. Played it out to center. Morin sent it right back in. Phantoms have fresh forwards on the ice. Slavic spun it away from McKinnon and up the far wall to O'Sullivan. To center for Samuelson. Gains the line. Long distance shot to the glove of Trable, who holds. Linesman in to separate Gino Carcone and Cooper Simpson, and I believe Melker Morin as well down there. They have also added some assists to the Zach Wooten goal. Adam Tim and Jack Kultgen giving helpers on that one. Face off to the right of Trable. Draw one by Kaharchik into the corner for Morin. Spins off a check, works it back to Kaharchik, sent up the wall to Simpson. Cooper to the neutral zone, cross ice feed, off a Green Bay stick, and into the Phantoms bench. We'll bring the face-off far side, just outside the Phantoms' blue line. It'll be Kaharchik to take the draw against Hafley. Phantoms control the draw. It's Simpson. Into the zone. Shot was blocked by Harris, and off the ankle of Harris, it goes into the meshing. As Simpson and Harris exchange a few pleasantries. 18:30 left in the second. Face off to the right of Slavic. Stopped 10 out of 11 in that first period. Kaharchik to take the draw against Hafley, and Kaharchik going to get kicked out of the circle. Simpson setting up in the shotgun for Youngstown. Hafley, however, wins the draw. And around the cage, O'Sullivan to Katz. Did not gain the red line, but Hafley going to be the first one to it in the corner, so no icing. Wilson took it away, fed it up the wall to Kaharchik. Tried to cut through the middle. Katz knocked it off his stick, but Wilson able to gather and send it out to the neutral zone. Back in his own end with it is Bisguns. Out to center for Hafley, bumped off the puck by McKinnon. It rolled to Wilson. Fed to Kaharchik out to center. Was looking for McKinnon. Pass was stolen by Carcone. Tried to feed it into the zone, but it hit the stick of Simpson, came right back to him. And now traded off to Gully. Spins at the right half, back to the point for Bisguns. His shot, missed the cage. Trable, don't know if he saw it. Rebound to the left half wall. Came in front, crashing in is Sokol. Shot save, hooking call upcoming. And it looks like Matusz Kaharczyk will be heading to the sin bin. Time of the penalty, 2:24. Youngstown to their second penalty kill of the game. Faceoff will be to the right of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Samuelson. Rusinski wins the draw, and Vini gets the clear. Slavic sets it up behind the cage. Back for it was Phillips. Knocked off the puck by Rusinski. Clean open ice hit, and then Rue goes and runs into Natussel for good measure. Now it's Wooten carrying ahead. Almost had it taken away from behind by Boucher, but into the zone come the Gamblers at Samuelson right half wall. Center point, Phillips shot. Glove save by Trable. Ryan Rusinski looking a little bit like Brooks Orpik on that shift. And if you don't know what that means, just Google Brooks Orpik in the shift. You'll see what I'm talking about. Face off to the left of Trable. Phantoms controlled the draw. Hextall backhanded it to the line, but it was kept nicely by Samuelson. Down the wall to Sokol. He's taken to the boards. Loose puck picked up by Hextall. He'll find some open ice and send it down the length of the sheet. Phillips back for it off the end wall. Spun it away from Hesh. Found Samuelson. Picked up now by Wooten. Gains the red line. Slides over to Samuelson at the blue, and they're into the zone. Through Wooten at the corner. Came to the weak side for Sokol. Off the skates of the official, it's picked up by Wooten in the corner and up the wall to Natussel. Into the circle. Across the top of the right for Samuelson. Shot, Trable save. Rebound behind the cage. Sokol tried to feed it in front on the wraparound. It was blocked off. Phantoms will play it up the far wall. 45 seconds left in the power play. Kept at the point by O'Sullivan. Across over to Samuelson. One-timer swallowed up and held by Tobias Trable. 16-15 left in the second, tied at 1. 39 seconds left in the power play for Green Bay. Rusinski to take the draw against Halfley. And Rue won that draw cleanly. Murphy around the cage, sends it down the ice. Slavic stops it behind the net. And fed it up the far wall. Skating into it was Katz. Spun away from McKinnon, dropped it off for Roosevelt. Into the zone to Katz, to Roosevelt, back around, and over to Katz at the right point. Flicked over to the left side for a low shot, saved by Trable. Rebound to the right half wall. 8 seconds left in the power play. Roosevelt over left side, now center point O'Sullivan. Across over to Roswell. Slap pass across the ice. Now up to O'Sullivan at the point. Out of the box is Kaharczyk. Shot goes wide. Rebound to the left half. Picked up by Kaharczyk. 3-on-2 developing for the Phantoms. 4-on-2. Kaharczyk down the left side. Shot save! And went behind the net. McKinnon tried to feed it back in front. Taken away by Roswell. And fed over to Carcone. Out to center, sticked away from a man by Rusinski, off the stick of Miller, but back to Roswell and into the Youngstown zone. Roswell waits for help, has Carcone with him, and he'll feed it to him in the corner. Fired around the kick plate, skated into by Culkin at the right half. Back behind the cage, bumped up the wall by Berardi, found Houston, but Cal couldn't take the pass cleanly as they'll turn it over. Carcone tried to feed it in front for Tim. That was blocked by a sliding Rusinski. Out to the left point, Harris's shot is blocked. Now right point, Culkin. Center point, Harris to the left circle for Carcone. Fed back down low. Past Martin, comes around to the right side for Miller. Bumped by Tim, but able to work the puck up the wall. Houston can't clear. Martin turned it over to Miller. Sean will find open ice to the near side. Rusinski skates into it. Was a little short of the red line there, but they're going to wave off icing. Phantoms catch a break on that one as it's sent up to the line by Kulkin. Houston couldn't hold the zone. Tim trying to get it away from Orlowski. Slipped it just out to center. Picked up by Bukowski. Sent right back in. Phantoms trying to get on the forecheck while Bukowski being held by Knutson, but play continues. Out to the right point, kept by Houston. Fed down low for Bukowski behind the cage. Maddie comes far corner. Up to the left point for Morin. D over to Houston. Low shot, but through the low slot. Nobody there to touch it for Youngstown. Bukowski up the wall and to the point, but Martin able to feed it out to center. Morin, D to Thompson, and fired back into the zone while the Phantoms start a line change. Slavic spins it left corner. Harris helps up the wall to Martin in the neutral zone. Gained the red line and dumped it in. Trable sets it up at the side of the net for Thompson. Fired out to the line for Anderson to redirect in. Slavic out to play it. Into the corner. Sent up the wall by O'Malley. He found Wooten off the window and down the ice. Don't know if this one has enough steam on it for icing. It does. 13:25 left in the second. Face-off back down into the Green Bay zone. Phantom's going to send out the Rusinski, Hextall, Jardine line. It looks like it'll be Vini and Murphy on the back end. Face-off will be to the left of Slavic, who stopped 11 out of 12. Samuelson to take the draw against Rusinski. Samuelson wins the face-off. Buskins played it over the wall, picked off by Jardine. Spins off the check of Samuelson, but Samuelson took the puck away anyway, played it to the line. Murphy couldn't hold the zone, and Hextall got tripped trying to hold the zone as well, but no penalty forthcoming. Murphy around the net, up the middle to Rusinski. Far side for Jardine. He'll redirect it into the left wing corner. First one to it was Fedotov. Sticked away by Jardine for a moment. Picked up by Phillips. Skates around the cage. Comes near corner. Starts to carry ahead. Fired it looking for Samuelson, but on the wrong side of center red, and I don't think Samuelson touched it anyway, so icing will be called on the Gamblers again. 12:48 left in the second. We do owe you a media timeout. Shots on goal for the game, 18-12 in favor of Green Bay. That is 5-1 in the period in favor of the Gamblers. Buoyed by the power play that they had. Gamblers 0 for 2 on the power play. Youngstown 1 for 2. Samuelson to take the faceoff against Kaharchik to the right of Slavic. And Samuelson won the draw to the end wall. Sent up the boards by Fedotov and clubbed out to center by Natusel. This one going to die short of the icing line, and Gamblers able to get some fresh players on the ice. Snap pass ahead was looking for Simpson, but ricocheted into the Green Bay end by Natusel. Holding the line was Berard and threw a nice hit on Maceo Phillips. And they're going to drop the gloves. They're going to go. Couple of Phillips, 6'6" and 234, and Berard takes him down. Brody Berard, 5'11", 196, giving up 7 inches and 40 pounds to Maceo Phillips. And the Phantoms bench absolutely loves it. And we'll have our media timeout. 12:25 left in the second. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Covelli Center, and we just got to look at the replay of the fight. And my goodness, Brody Berard, one punch to the jaw of Maceo Phillips, and down went Goliath. Brody's dad, Bruce, is here in the section in front of me. He's going absolutely crazy. Phantoms win the offensive zone draw. Simpson, side of the cage for McKinnon. Got a quick shot away, knocked off by Slavic. Rebound back out to center, Kaharchik. Ducks around Harris, brings it into the zone. Kaharchik knocked down to a knee. McKinnon fed the point for Houston. Pumped back down low. Came to Simpson behind the net. Cooper in front, past McKinnon. Up to the right point for Houston. Cal turned, fired, blocked in front. Rebound came to Simpson. Cooper spun off of O'Sullivan. Walking his way to the blue paint. Cooper trying to tuck it in. Couldn't do so. Just couldn't get his stick free as he pulled the puck around Slavic. Just too many skates and other things there in the blue paint for Simpson to try to tuck that one home. Now here the puck bounces under the stick of Simpson, and Green Bay will come back through center. Carcone into the zone. Across for a shot by Halfley that misses the cage and gets the corner glass. Came up the far wall. Phantoms get it out to center. Kaharchik gains the red line, floated ahead for Bukowski. Matty fed it in front, but nobody there for the Phantoms. They are changing behind the play. Skated out to center by Gully. Gains the red line where he's bodied up by Hesh. Came off the puck to Anderson. Bukowski threw a check, left it for Anderson. Logan turning, took a bump, fed it into the corner for Hesh. Tried to float it for an oncoming Morin, who threw a nice check on Gully, but Green Bay able to get it out to center. Sokol dumped it deep. Trable helped it around the half wall where it came to Gully. Knocked off by Bukowski, but Hesh couldn't clear the zone. Came back behind the net, picked up by Murphy. Up the middle to Bukowski. Matty ducked around Roosevelt and sent it over to Anderson into the zone, but Logan lost it, then regathered, but offside. Where the Phantoms, very late whistle on the offside with 10:32 left in the second. Face off in the neutral zone, near side, just outside the Green Bay blue line. No, I saw Brody Berard before the game. I said, Brody, you going to stay out of the box tonight? He said, we'll see. Not the case. Green Bay controls the draw, but we're going to have another face-off as this pinballing puck ends up bouncing into the Gambler bench, and linesman over to separate a crowd. .25 left in the second. Neutral zone draw just outside the Youngstown blue line. Tim to take the draw against Rusinski. Gamblers will control the draw. Bisgans couldn't chip it deep as his dump-in attempt hit Hextall, but the loose change picked up by the Gamblers and lifted into the zone. Forced around to the right corner by Vini. Martin had it taken away, and Youngstown will come through center. It's Hextall. Jack into the zone, crisscrosses, send it over near side for Thompson. Braden knocked down hard off the puck by Knutson. Around to the far side for Tim, and Rusinski is going to go with Knutson. They lock. Rusinski, uppercut, jab, haymaker, quick jab, another haymaker by Rusinski. Knutson not really throwing punches. Now he'll get one away. Rusinski has been a headlock. Rue lost his helmet. Big uppercut from Knutson. Haymaker from Rusinski doesn't connect. Rue rips him down, and the linesmen come in to separate. will have immediate timeout. 9:56 left in the second. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center, 9:56 left in the second. We're tied at 1. Ryan Rosinsing and Nick Knutson, they just dropped the gloves. So we will see the two of them 5 minutes into the third. We just had our second fight of the period. Face off to the right of Slavic. Samuelson to take the draw against Hextall. Samuelson won the draw. Simpson took it away, tried to feed it in front for Hextall, but pass was deflected out to center. Natusel ahead for Wooten, played into the right wing corner, squirted behind the cage where Houston ushered it around the wall. Fed it back to Wilson, far side, up to Simpson. Cooper delays, and now carries to center. Cross-ice feed to Houston to slap into the zone, and Cal Houston just took a knee from William Samuelson, gets up and says, "What the heck, dude?" And both officials had their arms up in the air that at the same time on the hit by Samuelson. I wonder if this will be reviewed for a major. Or check, that was the hit by Natusel. And I have no idea if that was supposed to be a kneeing or a tripping indicator from Miroslav Yaretz. Dave Ferris thinks tripping. So just a 2-minute penalty. Youngstown 1 for 2 on the man advantage. But missing one of their biggest power play weapons in Ryan Rusinski. Evan Jardine is out there, though. I believe he has 16 or 17 career power play goals. Phantoms control the faceoff. Wilson to Simpson. Shot off the crossbar. Jardine to the rebound, side of the cage for Hextall. Kaharchik. Simpson. Shot. Scores! Get that cat off my chair. Cooper Simpson, the power play rocket, puts Youngstown in front 2-1. Time of the goal, 10:45 for Simpson. His 4th goal of the season and first on the power play. As Slavic was down early on both of those shots, and Coop went upstairs on both of them, and the second one tickled the twine. Green Bay controlled the faceoff, got it deep, and we have a whistle behind the play, and down on his back at center ice, I believe, is Cody Sokol. Out to attend him, head athletic trainer Adrian Lewis. Sokol was standing near side off the faceoff, right there with Jesse Orlowski. And there was a little bit of contact, but I didn't see Orlowski high stick him or knee him or trip him or anything like that. Phantoms athletic trainer Amber Martinelli out there as well. Sokol now up to a knee. and cannot put any pressure at all on that right leg right now. And that is not something that you want to see. Hope that Cody Sokol will be okay. As maybe he just fell awkwardly, but battling there with Orlowski and just went down. Referee Luke Storkover talking with Patrick McCadden. As we hope that Cody Sokol is okay. 9:09 left in the second. All right, back to action. Faceoff will be to the left of Trable. Again, the Phantoms have just gone ahead 2-1. Power play goal for Cooper Simpson. Tim to take the draw and won that draw. Kulkin fires it down the dasher, past him. Hesh tried to send it back up the wall, hit a gambler stick, just kind of died to the bottom of the circle. They'll feed it up to the point to Kulkin. His shot patted away by Trable. Rebound into the corner. Murphy couldn't clear. Up to the point, Kulkin. D to D over to O'Malley. Fed it behind the cage, off of Hesh and Tim. Knocked off the biscuit by Morin. Phantoms will clear it to the line and out to center. Bukowski to Anderson. Back to Bukowski, swept to the end wall. Slavic back up the near side. Grabbed by O'Malley, couldn't clear it past Bukowski. Up the wall, he did find Tim, and now out to center for Samuelson. Carried into the zone down the right side as he's watched by Vini. Puck came down the wall. JT lifted it up the wall, but it hit Samuelson in the back and settled down. Rolled to Thompson behind the net. Turned it over. Pass, however, hit a stick, and Bukowski sends it out to center for Anderson. Into the zone 1-on-2. Logan waits for help. He'll cycle it deep. Braden Thompson, defenseman, joined the rush. Fed it over to Boucher. Owen couldn't work it over to Miller. Loose puck grabbed by Fedotov and sent down the ice. Vini got to it first in the right corner of his own zone and fed Thompson. Braden up the middle to Boucher, ahead to the line for Orlowski. Sticked it to open ice. Fedotov played it away from Miller. Off the near wall and out to center, picked up at the red line by Houston. D over to Wilson, ahead to the line for Miller. He'll redirect it to the left corner. Slavic roaming way out of the net. Send it around the kick plate, and Carcone will touch it to the neutral zone. Coming ahead is Halfley. Dropped it behind him for Katz. Trying to cut to the middle. His shot was partially deflected by Boucher. Rebound behind the net for Houston. Cal up the far side for Miller. Out to the red line for Orlowski to redirect into the zone. Youngstown going to start a line change. Harris past O'Sullivan, but found Katz still in their own end. And Katz carries to the neutral zone, gains the red line, and flicks it up in the air. Trable catches the pop fly, and he'll hold on with 7:01 left in the second. Face off to the left of Trable. Gully to take the job of the faceoff was won by Kaharchik. Phantoms work it up the far wall. Houston got it as far as center, where it's picked up by Simpson. Sent back to Wilson. He's forechecked hard by Wooten, but able to work it back over to Houston far side. Out to the neutral zone for Simpson. Touches ahead. Looking for McKinnon, who is held on the play, but play will continue here as Harris carries around the net to the near side. Out to center. Into the zone comes Gully. Back to Wooten. Chip back down low for Gully. Fed around over to Roosevelt. To Harris in the dot. To Wooten. Shot, save, rebound. Unable to chip it home was Gully as Trable gave up a juicy one there. Into the zone comes Simpson. One hand on his stick, tried to center for McKinnon, just out of his reach. Kaharchik held the zone. Kaharchik across in the shot, in the slot. McKinnon with a shot was blocked. Had some open net to work with. Fed the point from Murphy. Back down the wall, came to Simpson behind the net. Cooper, side of the cage, in front of the blue paint. Stolen by Kaharchik. Couldn't feed the point for Murphy. Was blocked off by Wooten, who lifts it up in the air. It lands at the red line. Grabbed by Murphy, sent back to the safety of center. Kaharchik to the line for Jardine. Crisscrosses with McKinnon. Couldn't feed Hextall. Came back to McKinnon, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Loose puck grabbed by O'Sullivan. Fed to the red line. Sticked back ahead by Morin. Hot potato finally knocked ahead by Martin and into the Youngstown zone, but picked up by Murphy. Left it in the corner for Morin. Getting mugged by Cruz Martin in the corner. Phantom fans looking for a holding call, nothing coming. Held at the right point by Kalkin. Back down to the half wall, taken away by the Phantoms. Jardine plays to center off of Hextall. Forced back into his own end. Sends a area pass out to center that rolls past Murphy. Knocked back ahead by O'Malley. Loose puck. Taken by Hesh. Centering feed was looking for an oncoming Hextall. Cleared back out to center and down to the Youngstown zone. Phantoms send it right back out to center. Picked up at the red line by Hextall. Less than 5 left in the second. Phantoms lead 2-1. Kulkin behind his own net. Up the far wall. Natusel up to the left point. Kept by Jardine. Swept back behind the net for Hesh. Has an oncoming. Thompson saw it save. Rebound poked just wide by Hextall. He had an open net. Up to the point, Vini. D-to-D, Thompson. Back for Boucher. Pass was in his skates. Gamblers have a 3-on-2 if they hustle, but great work to get back in the play by Youngstown. Samuelson into the zone. Waits for help. Sends it near side. Picked up by Katz and cycled down low. Came around to the right corner, but nobody there yet for Green Bay after the line change. Vini sent it out to center off of Jardine. It's banked down in the Green Bay end, no icing. Bizguns comes near side, floats it out to center, looking for Carcone, who chipped it past Orlovsky, but Katz couldn't take the pass, and Jesse bumped it back to Vini. D-to-D to Wilson, sent out to center, but couldn't find Boucher as it rolled to Bizguns. His D-to-D pass went backwards, and Orlovsky trying to get in on the forecheck here, but unfortunately Bizguns going to take it back for the Gamblers. Bizguns went wide, sent it out to center, but knocked back ahead by Wilson. Couldn't enter the zone. Second effort. Did get it into the Gambler end, but taken right back by Bizguns. Over to Fedotov, to Carcone, and then stolen by Kaharchik. Shot! Glove saved by Slavic, and a beauty. Rebound to the Gamblers. Fedotov near side of his cage. Brought it behind the net. Forecheck pressure by McKinnon. Now left corner. Up the wall past Simpson. Kept at the point by Wilson. Faked right. Went left. Fed it down low. Came around to the right corner. Houston pinching in on the play. Carried up the wall. And then down low for Kaharchik. Cooch skate to stick. And fed. Cooper sits in for a shot and a goal. Cooper Simpson is amused by the simplicity of this game. Second goal of the contest for Coop and fifth of the season. Youngstown leads 3-1. Time of the goal, 16:56. As Youngstown just would not give up on the forecheck. And Simpson again upstairs on Slavic, who just seems to keep going down early on these Phantom shooters. As Green Bay controls the draw into the zone comes O'Sullivan. His shot on the cage. Trable with the save. Little trouble with the rebound, but it ended up behind the net. Bukowski to Anderson. Out to center for Murphy. Chip to the left wing corner. Logan in after it. Touched it to Bukowski. Taken away by the Gamblers. That was Tim. And Green Bay will come back through center. Gamblers tried to drive it back to Tim in the slot. Phantoms broke up the pass, cleared it to the line, but was held by Kulkin. Back to Tim, covering at the point. His shot blocked in front, and Bukowski will pick up the rebound. Matty carried to the red line and dumped it deep. Great work there by Matty, who took a dangerous hit. But play will continue. O'Malley cleared the zone for Green Bay, picked up by Hextall at his own line, and dropped back for Vini. JT ahead. Simpson did not get a piece of it, but Hextall going to beat it out for icing. Jack off a check. Tried to center, but off a Gambler body. It rolled to Samuelson. Out to the red line, picked up by Wooten and dumped deep. Natussel, the first one to it, sent it around the kick plate, grabbed by Samuelson. Samuelson couldn't hold the zone, however, after he took a little bump from Hextall. He'll retreat toward his own blue, gain the red line, and now fire it in. Came around the kick plate. Wooten will battle with Thompson. Loose puck, poked to the corner by Samuelson once more. Back around the wall it comes, far side for O'Sullivan. A shot, he scored! Trable not ready for that one and reacted late, went right through the 5-hole. And for Andrew O'Sullivan, his first goal of the season. Gamblers back within one. It's 3-2. Time of the goal, 18:30. Just a little get me on net low wrister. But Trable reacted very late to it. In fact, the puck's already behind him when he reacts. And Green Bay gets a cheapie. Halfley won the faceoff. Fedotov tried to send it into the zone, but it hit a stanchion and stayed at neutral. Loose change picked up by Bizguns and sent into the zone as Houston got trucked in the right wing corner. Puck around to the far side, sent into open ice. Bizguns skates into it in the left circle. Bizguns watched by Houston, taken to the boards. Bizguns bounced off that check, still has the puck, feeds Halfley at the left point. Shot padded out by Trable. Less than a minute remaining in the period. Phantoms lead 3-1. Zorlovsky trucked down hard from behind by Halfley, but the puck did squirt out to center. Fedotov off a Phantom stick in near side, found Halfley, sticked ahead, but Phantoms corralled it and knocked it back toward the Green Bay end, grabbed by Boucher and banked into the zone. Phantoms start a line change with 35 seconds left in the frame. Ahead to the Youngstown line for Katz, but lost the puck to Houston. Sent across over to Morton, now out to center for McKinnon. Gained the red line and got it deep. Took a hit on the play for his trouble as the puck is grabbed by O'Sullivan. Carried around the cage, forced wide by Kaharchik, but able to get it out to center. Puck rolls to Simpson, who lifts it up in the air, bounces off the near wall, and ricochets behind the net where it's grabbed by O'Sullivan, but he couldn't clear. His attempt hit Kaharchik. Matoush down to a knee and able to play it down low. 2 seconds and 1. And that will do it for the second period. Phantoms get a pair of goals from Cooper Simpson, answered late by Andrew O'Sullivan, and Youngstown leads 3-2 at the end of 40 minutes of play. Shots on goal for the game, 23-18 in favor of Green Bay. 10 in the period for the Gamblers, 7 for Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have our second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second intermission report. And at the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms lead the Green Bay Gamblers 3-2. Shots on goal for the game 23-18 in favor of Green Bay. Gamblers outshot Youngstown 10-7 in that second period. Youngstown jumped in front at 10:45. A power play goal for Cooper Simpson, his fourth of the season, first power play goal. Matusz Kaharczyk and Jack Hextall with the helpers, as right off the opening faceoff of that power play, Simpson hit the post. And then maybe about 10 seconds later, it came back to him as he was at the inside edge of the right circle, and he had time and space to pick his spot, and he went top shelf blocker side on Joey Slavic. That put Youngstown ahead 2-1. At 16:56, it was Simpson again from below the dot in the right circle, went short side over the shoulder on Slavic. Malachi McKinnon and Matusz Kaharczyk with the helpers. Put Youngstown ahead 3-1 at 18:30. Andrew O'Sullivan, his first of the season. William Samuelson and Sam Harris with the helpers. Bunch of penalties in the second period. Matusz Kaharczyk called for hooking at 2:24. At 7:35, Maceo Phillips and Brody Berard dropped the gloves, and that was a very short contest as Berard punched Phillips with a quick right hand right on the jaw, and Phillips crumpled. Able to get right back up was Maceo Phillips. Glad he's okay, but Brody Berard fired up after that one, showing the championship belt on the celebration. Nick Knutson and Ryan Rusinski also dropped the gloves. That was at 10:04, as Rusinski took exception to a hit in the corner that Knutson threw. So we will see Berard and Phillips, I think, about 2 minutes into the second period, and then we will see Knutson and Rusinski. They'll be free of the sin bin about 5 minutes into the frame. Then at 10:32, Frantisek Natusel called for tripping. That was the penalty that led to the power play goal for Simpson. Joey Slavic has stopped 15 out of 18. Tobias Trabel has stopped 21 out of 23. Phantom power play is 2 for 3. Green Bay power play is 0 for 2. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
USHL, our stars rise.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center during the second intermission report. Phantoms up 3-2. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. End of the second in Muskegon, and the Lumberjacks lead the Fighting Saints 2-1. Muskegon looking to hand Dubuque their first loss on the year. End of the first period in Sioux Falls, the Lancers and Stampede tied at 1. End of the first in Sioux City, the Musketeers and the Tri-City Storm tied at 1. First intermission in Fargo, the Force lead the Des Moines Buccaneers 1-0. First intermission in Geneva, and the Chicago Steel lead the Madison Capitals 1-0. Halfway through the first at Young Arena, the Lincoln Stars have a 1-0 lead over the Waterloo Blackhawks. Over to the college football scoreboard. Texas A&M trying to hold off Arkansas. Number 4, Texas A&M. They lead 31-27, 4 minutes left in the third. Oregon all over Rutgers, 35-3. That game being played out in Piscataway, and that's still 10 minutes left in the second quarter. My goodness, the Ducks are putting a hurting on the Scarlet Knights. Washington State leads number 18 Virginia 14-7. Texas and Kentucky, second quarter, they're scoreless. Alabama and Tennessee also scoreless halfway through the first. Notre Dame and USC tied at 7, 5 minutes into the game. South Florida leads Florida Atlantic 7-0. Arizona State upset Texas Tech 26-22. Georgia able to hold off Ole Miss 43-35. Vanderbilt with the upset of LSU 31-24. Let's jump over to the college hockey scoreboard. Merrimack with a 4-1 lead on New Hampshire as that game gets ready to head to the third period. Bentley and UMass tied at 2 halfway through the first. Canisius leads Colgate 1-0 minute into the second. Arizona State and Augustana tied at 1 at the end of the first. Michigan State leads Boston University 1-0 at the first intermission. Colorado College leads Northern Michigan 3-1 at the end of the second. Minnesota and Nodak tied at 1 first intermission. St. Cloud State leads Vermont 1-0. Penn State leads Long Island 2-0. Minute and a half into the third. Western Michigan up 4-0 on UMass Lowell at the second intermission. Bemidji State and Minnesota Duluth scoreless at the end of the first. Stonehill beats Sacred Heart 3-2. Providence 5-1 winners over RPI. Quinnipiac shut out Maine 4-0. Ohio State 4-2 winners over UConn. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Kraken and the Maple Leafs tied at 1 at the end of the first. Canadians lead the Rangers 2-1 first intermission. End of the first in Philadelphia, the Flyers and the Wild are scoreless. Tampa leads Columbus 2-1 first intermission. St. Louis and Dallas scoreless first intermission. 30 seconds left in the first. The Jets lead the Predators 2-0. That'll do it for our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Phantoms and Gamblers here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the third period. Phantoms with a 3-2 lead. Looks like it'll be Hextall and Samuelson at center ice. Roll for initiative, third period's underway. Hextall wins the draw. Buskins plays it up to the Youngstown line, but it rolls to Hextall. He'll throw it to open ice for Wilson. Jack up to the Green Bay line, found Jardine, spun at the right dot. Looks for help, tried to trade it off to Hextall, but he was knocked off the puck by Wooten. Taken away by Fedotov, sent around the kick plate, and Natuso will chip it out to center. Wilson hustling back into his own end for it. Snaps it up the middle, touched ahead by Simpson for Hextall. Jack trying to muscle his way to the cage, did get on net, sticked away by Slavic as I believe that was Simpson getting ripped down and thrown into the far wall. Simpson looking for a holding call, but nothing forthcoming. All that under the watchful eye of referee Luke Stork. Phantoms to the line change as Green Bay breaks it out. It's Harris. To the red line, fires it hard to the right wing corner. Bukowski plays it over the wall, backhands it up to Hesh, who fanned on his pass over to Morin, but able to regather and send it ahead off of Anderson. No, not off of Anderson in front of the Green Bay bench. So icing called on the Youngstown Phantoms 1 minute and 6 seconds into this third period. Face off to the right of Trable. Drop popped up in the air, glove down by Anderson. Quick shot on the cage by Carcone, patted out by Trable. Anderson to the rebound to Hesh, out to center for Bukowski. Matty into the zone down the right side. Cross-ice feed was looking for Morin. Broken up, trying to send it up the wall was Culkin. It ricocheted over to O'Malley. Off the window and out to center. Hesh rotated back as F3. Back for it, left it for Morin. Cross-ice feed over to Murphy. Carter to the red line. Cuts into the zone, got a shot away. It was blocked. Loose in the slot. Turning and firing was Simpson, but he fanned on it. Roswell able to poke it out to center. And skating ahead is Roswell. Backhander lifted up over the crossbar, stayed in the zone. Harris shot from the left point, sticked away by Murphy. Roswell to the rebound, though. Gully had it come free of the scrum, but it bounced right to Murphy. And Carter going to do the Murphy dump. Settled into the gambler zone, but Green Bay with control. O'Sullivan up the middle to Roswell. To Tim, and now Gully. Into the zone, drop back for a shot by Tim. Got his own rebound off the block shot, then turned and fired it wide of the cage. Kaharchik to the loose puck. Off of Thompson. Back to Cooch, pass ahead. off of Martin, who has it back. Martin tried to cut to the middle. Good D by JT Vini to deny Cruz Martin. Cut to the middle. Gamblers touch it with a high stick as it squirts down into their zone. And the faceoff will be there in the Phantoms offensive end. 17-16 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2 as Brody Berard and Maceo Phillips are now out of the penalty boxes. And Brody Berard gets a nice hand from the Cavelli Center crowd. If you did not get to see the fight between Maceo Phillips and Brody Berard, go check that out. Face off to the left of Slavic. Draw one by the Gamblers. Kulkin over to Fedotov. And quickly out to center. Wooten sends it into the Phantom zone. Trable slows it down as it rolls in the left corner. Houston ducks around Samuelson. Snaps it ahead to the Gambler line. Orlovsky chips it deep. Jesse got his own dump in around to the left point for Wilson. D to Houston. Cal to Boucher. Tried to dust it off. Poked off his stick. It rolled to Houston. Behind the net for Miller. Sean spun away from Kulkin and left it for Orlovsky. Jesse turned and fired. Bounced on the net, and Slavic had to make a save. Rebound poked behind the net by Miller, who's getting held, but no penalty. Gamblers get to the rebound, send it off the glass and out to center. Picked up by Samuelson to skate ahead. Pulls up in the zone, lost the puck to Wilson. Jack chipped it deep for Houston. Around the cage to the far side. Cal will carry ahead. Gains the red line, fires it just wide of the net, bounces off the end wall, picked up by Fedotov, and the Gamblers will clear it out to center. Carcone skates into it. Tried to drop it off, was looking for Halfley. Would not go. Puck pinballing around. Murphy couldn't clear. Came to Hesh, up the wall to Bukowski. He'll skate to center. Found Anderson at the red line, back to Bukowski. Matty couldn't cut to the middle. Good stick by Green Bay and sent ahead for Carcone. Spins at the top of the circle, dropped it off for Katz. Forced to the far wall, nicely by Hesh. Puck rolled in the corner for Berard. Sent behind the net for Murphy. Chipped it past Halfley, back to Berard in the corner. Brody out to center, off the stick of Bukowski, and down the ice. This will be icing on the Youngstown Phantoms. 15:39 left in the third. I'm told Maceo Phillips will not be returning to the game. He received a misconduct. Green Bay controls the draw in their offensive zone. Shot wide of the cage, went behind the net. Berard around the kick plate to Bukowski. Chipped it out to center. Fans trying to get a quick line change here. Sent back to the line and sticked out a play by Carter Murphy. Faceoff will stay in the neutral zone. 15:26 left in the third. As we're about 30 seconds and a stoppage away from Ryan Rusinski and Nick Knutson being able to escape the penalty boxes. Green Bay wins the neutral zone draw, fires it in. Morin came to the near half, sent it right back out to center. Picked up by Simpson, played ahead for McKinnon, sticked into the zone for Vini. JT, right side, shot, drifted it wide of the net. Kept at the left point by Simpson, he'll fire to the right corner. Bumped up to the point, unable to get there in time was Morin, he'll retreat to center. Sent back to the line for Kaharchik. Across, Simpson, shot, just missed the cage, looking for the hat trick. As that one, I think they're going to roll on a late whistle that went into the meshing, and out of the box comes Ryan Rusinski and Nick Knutson. We'll have immediate timeout. 14:54 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. 14:54 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. Very interesting game being played there during the media timeout. A fishing line with a powdered donut. Looks like fun. Kind of jealous. I could really go for a donut right now. Offensive zone draw for Youngstown. Brzezinski to take the face-off against Samuelson. Came over to the half wall off the tie-up. Still waiting for somebody to get control. Finally, the Gamblers chip it free of the scrum. Fedotov skates into it in the left corner. Cleared it up to the point. Vini couldn't hold the line. Knocked ahead by Tim. Around the cage comes Houston. Cal to the red line. Lost his footing of his own accord. Really just the red line got him. Phantoms had it for a moment. Going to be gathered in by Bizguns and sent down into the Phantoms' end. Chip behind the net. Houston got there first. Left it for Hextall. Back to Houston in the far corner. And out to center for Rusinski. Cross-ice feed looking for Jardine, but Jard's off on the timing on the zone entry. He was offside to break off his attack, and Green Bay will bring it ahead with Halfley. Turned it over to Hextall at center. Dropped it behind him to Miller. Sean swept it off of Carcone, but couldn't find Boucher as O'Malley has it in his own end. Out to center off of Carcone. Bumped ahead for Halfley into the Youngstown end, but Braden Thompson knocked it back out to center. Fired back in by the Gamblers. Came around to the near side. Wilson almost had it taken away by Halfley. Instead, it came back to him. Played out to center for Orlowski, and Jesse will chip it down into the Gamblers' end. 13:30 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. Stretch pass ahead to the Phantoms line. Into the zone comes Katz. One hand on his stick as he's guarded by Thompson, and then Katz turned it over to Orlowski. Jesse out to center for Bukowski. Had it knocked away from behind by Halfley. Ricochets over to Bizguns, ahead off of Katz and into the Youngstown end. Berard looks over his shoulder. Works it up the wall to Thompson. To Bukowski, cross-ice feed for Orlowski, kept in the zone, but Martin couldn't drop it off to Knutson. Up to the point, goes to Fedotov. Shot redirected on the cage. Trable with the save. Bukowski to Berard, centering feed. Knutson put it wide of the net. Great back-to-front play there by Tim. In the corner, it's Thompson. Off the glass and out to center. Fedotov had it bounce over his stick, so they're going to say no icing, as Fedotov could have played it at center. Instead, Fedotov sends it around the wall to Bizguns. Back to Fedotov behind the cage. Comes around the net to the near side and fires it out to center for Roosevelt and ahead for Knutson. Sharp angle shot. Trable with the save. Rebound cleared out to center by Murphy. Picked up by the Gamblers. Fired on the net from the neutral zone by O'Malley. Blockered away by Trable. Murphy banks it ahead looking for Simpson. It wouldn't go, but Cooper will beat it out for an icing whistle. Played to the top of the left circle. Kaharchik couldn't grab it. It was taken away by Roosevelt. Back for Kolkin. Sent to the far side for O'Malley. Snapped ahead to the neutral zone. But Gully could not redirect it into the zone, and icing will be called on the Gamblers with 11:51 left in the third. Phantoms and Gamblers again at 4 p.m. tomorrow. Great seats still available if you're in the Mahoning Valley. 330-747-PUCK for tickets or more information. Or you can join us here on Flow Hockey or Western Reserve Radio. Pre-game show starts at 3:45. Face off to the right of Slavic. Kaharchik to take the draw against Gully. And Gully won the draw. Sent around the wall to the far side. Skated into by Wooten into the zone for Gully. Gully splits the D, but forced wide at the last moment by Houston. And took a nice heavy check from Simpson for his trouble. Wooten took it away, fed it into the corner for Gully. Gully back to Wooten, pinballing around, came out to Harris. Shot was blocked by Kuharczyk, ended up on net, and Trable able to cover. 11:27 left in the third. Face off to the right of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Halfley. Phantoms control the draw. Wilson below the goal line for Vini. Banked it off the glass and came back up the wall to Jack. And Wilson will bank it off the window himself and out to center, but Green Bay right back on the attack. Carcone behind him to Katz for a shot that missed the cage. Rebound to Carcone. Carcone still with it. Across the top of the circles. Turns it to his forehand. Shot, glove save by Trable, who holds. 11:03 left now in the third. Face off to the left of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Halfley once more. Rusinski kicked it free of the circle. Wilson off the boards and out to center, but couldn't find Jardine. Bounced down to O'Sullivan. Ahead off of Halfley and into the zone, but Vini got there first in the corner. Sent it near side for Berard. Brody skates far side, banked it out to center. Was looking for Hextall, but pass was offline, and icing will be called on the Phantoms. 10:44 left in the third. Face off to the right of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Samuelson this time. Wooten setting up in the shotgun behind Samuelson. Rusinski, face-off warning. Face-off won cleanly by Samuelson, but over to the wall. Wooten sticks it around the kick plate, came to Jardine in the corner, bumped back to Berard. Off the dasher and had Hextall, but it bounced under his stick as he was trying to corral it. Slavic out of the blue paint to play it up the far wall. Rusinski held his own for a moment, still loose, grabbed by Jardine. Jardine battling for it behind the cage. Rusinski came in looking for it, tripped on the back of the net. No, tripped by a gambler. And Youngstown will head to the power play. Phantoms already 2 for 3 on the night with the man advantage. As heading to the box is Zach Wooten. Face-off will be to the left of Slavic. Top power play unit going to start for Youngstown. Simpson, Rusinski, Jardine, Kuharczyk, and Wilson. As Rusinski wins the draw, it's Wilson at the point. Right wall, Simpson. Center point, Wilson. Eyes the cage. Gave it to Kuharczyk. In. Shot. Missed the net. Still in play. Back to Kuharczyk in the left corner. Dropped it back to the point for Wilson. Jack across Simpson. Skate to stick. Flicked it toward the net, but blocked in front. Rebound. Fanning on the clearing attempt for the Gamblers. Phantom still with it. Jardine to Simpson. Tried to lift one in and missed, and Kuharczyk had it bounce over his stick and out to center. Gamblers get 2 fresh bodies on the ice as Wilson plays it ahead to Simpson, who got it deep. Rusinski couldn't send it around the kick plate. Gamblers stole the pass and get the clear. 1:15 left on the power play for Youngstown. As Trable set it up for Wilson, second power play unit cycling on for Youngstown. Wilson heads to the bench as it's dropped back from Malachi McKinnon. Ahead to the line for Hextall. Watched by Bizguns as the puck rolls into the corner. Hextall sent it back up the wall, kept at the point by Murphy. Across for McKinnon. Left it for Murphy. Back across near side, McKinnon. Top of the left circle, down low to Hextall, back to McKinnon. McKinnon tried to pass it to Hextall, but Jack went left as the pass went right, and McKinnon had to go get his own pass in the corner. Kept at the point by Murphy, but lost it and played to center by Green Bay. 30 seconds left in the power play. Hextall from the red line, danced around one and sent it into the zone, but backhanded right back down the ice by Bizguns. Picked up inside his own end by Murphy, back to center for Hextall. Dropped off for Murph. Carter into the zone. Tried to bank it past the man, but Gamblers put it into their own bench with 13 seconds left in the power play for Youngstown. Trying to clear that one was O'Sullivan. I think he might have put it off David Roosevelt. 8:30 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. Face off to the right of Slavic. Boucher to take the draw. Gully turning way early there. Surprised he didn't get a face-off warning or kicked out of the circle. Linesman Sean Rounds talking to the two face-off combatants as Gully wins the face-off, played it below the goal line. Sullivan faked right and left, cleared it up the middle, off the skates of Warren at the red line, and with 5 seconds left in the tripping call to Zach Wooten. Power play will go by the wayside for Youngstown, but they are 2 for 4 on the night. Back into the zone came Boucher. Ran the give and go, trying to catch up to it behind the net. Almost able to skate into it was Orlowski. The Green Bay able to play it back out to center. Morin denied the line, came back to Samuelson, and he fired into the Youngstown end, hit the Phantoms exit door and bounced away from Houston, but centering feed for Green Bay was picked off and cleared out to center. Grabbed at the red line by Bukowski, dumped back into the zone, hit O'Malley in the back, and he will chip it out to center for Natussel. Sent near side for Culkin, ahead to the line, redirected in by Carcone, 7:30 left in the third. Thompson skates ahead for Youngstown, gains the red line, and chipped it to the right wing corner. Slavic out to play it, back into that right wing corner, up the wall for Carcone now. And he will lift it to the Youngstown line. Katz brings it into the zone. Wedged off the puck by Vini. Played to Thompson, backhanded ahead for Simpson, drop back to Vini. JT delays, sends it back out to the neutral zone for Simpson, who has 2 goals tonight. Coop into the zone, poked it to the right wing corner. Trying to jump around O'Malley, get the puck away, couldn't do it. McKinnon couldn't corral that biscuit either, but now it's taken away by Kaharchik. He'll turn and fire, blocker save by Slavic. Kaharchik got his own rebound. Sent it weak side for Simpson. Shot, Slavic, save and covers. And we will have our final media timeout of regulation. 6:49 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Back inside the Gavelli Center, 6:49 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. Pair of goals in the second period by Cooper Simpson put Youngstown ahead 3-1. Were answered by Andrew O'Sullivan's tally. Final 90 seconds of the frame. After the teams traded goals in the final 3 minutes of the first. Green Bay won the draw. Couldn't clear initially. Second effort. able to get it through center. Around the left corner of the Phantom zone, it's Berard. Took a heavy hit from Knutson, stayed on his feet. Puck still alive. Up the wall, it's Martin. Down low to Knutson. Being watched by Jack Wilson now. Knutson fed the point for Bizguns. D over to Fedotov. His shot hit a body in front and ricocheted wide. Martin to the rebound behind the cage for Knutson. Up the wall, kept at the point by Fedotov. D over to Bizguns. He'll just pump it down low on the cycle. Berard got to it first behind the cage. Up the wall to Simpson. Touch behind him to Rusinski. Out to center for Jardine. Jards couldn't get it deep, but it bounced to Wilson back in the Phantom zone. Out to Rusinski. Played ahead to the Green Bay line. Ricocheted in for Jardine. A one-touch half slapper. Sorry, that was Miller. But that shot swallowed up by Joey Slavic with 5:53 left in the third. Sean Miller flying off the bench on the change. Took the little touch pass from Hextall. Tried the one-touch slapper. Face off to the left of Slavic. Hesh to take the draw. Miller setting up in the shotgun. Face-off won by the Gamblers. Came to the side of the net. Slavic sticked it. Gamblers sent it around the wall. Roosevelt bumped it to the line. Kept by Hesh. Ricocheted over to Anderson. Played down low as Hesh wrapped up pretty well by Culkin, but play continues as a loose puck grabbed by O'Malley. Skated around the net. Now he'll carry up the middle, out to the line, and carrying into the zone is Gully. Dropped it back for Roosevelt. His shot blocked by Carter Murphy. Roosevelt got his own rebound. Centering feed also blocked by Murphy. Got the puck away, fed it up the wall to Hesh. He'll at least get it as far as center. Couldn't play it deep. That dumping attempt was blocked off by Wooten. Drops it back for O'Malley. D near side for Culkin. Puck pinballing around at center. Sent into the zone by Gully. Tried to drop it back for Roosevelt. Pass out to center. Skated into by Simpson. Fights his way through a check but lost the puck. Picked up by O'Sullivan. Played out to Martin at the Youngstown line. He'll chip it deep. Skated into by Kaharchik. Cooch behind the net to Vini. JT, one hand on that long stick, 71 inches, JT said. And out to center for Simpson. Ripped into the zone off a stanchion. Came to the slot. McKinnon fanned on the one-timer. Now it's Simpson with the shot. Gloved and held by Slavic. 4:38 left in the third. Phantoms lead 3-2. Shots on goal for the game, 28-23. In favor of Green Bay. As Youngstown controls the offensive zone draw. Wilson pumps it down in the corner. Was looking for Hextall, but he was wedged off nicely. Came around to the right corner. Samuelson will work it out to center. Chip back ahead by Berard. It came to Jardine. He was angled off by Samuelson, but he had his pocket picked by Rusinski. Cap into the zone to the left corner. Wedged off nicely by Bizguns. Around the wall, Martin, top of the right circle, gets it out to center. Found Samuelson. Samuelson into the zone on his backhand. Got his base too wide and lost his footing at the right hash marks along the wall. Rusinski knocked down on the play. Samuelson, loose puck up to the point to Culkin. D over to O'Malley. His shot blocked by Hextall into the left corner. Came to the side of the net, picked up by Berard. And Brody sends it off the glass and out to center. Puck pinballing around. Samuelson had it knocked off his twig by Berard. Gathered in by O'Malley. Gained the red line. Sent right back into the Phantoms' end. 3:40 left in the third. Phantoms lead by a goal. Carcone had it taken away by Hesh. Up the middle to Orlowski. Turned it over. Quick shot! And Trable with the glove save. I think that shot came off the stick of Halfley. 3:31 left in the third. And as I looked down the ice, Joey Slavic was in the corner. Thought he might have headed to the bench, but no, he was in the far corner. Shot 6-5 in the period in favor of Green Bay. Face off to the left of Trable. Phantoms control the draw. Murphy Feathered up to the line for Miller. Spun it far side. Grabbed by Anderson. Up for Hesh. Dropped back to Murphy and fired into the zone. Came around to the near side. Anderson with a nice hit on O'Sullivan, but the puck to the Gamblers. It's Carcone. Out to center for Halfley. Halfley had it bobble on him. Picked up by Katz. Turned and fired. Missed the cage. Almost took the head off referee Miroslav Yards as the puck off the corner glass out to center. In his own zone, it's Bizguns. Ahead to Halfley, but stripped to the puck nicely by Kaharchik and Murphy. Carter to open ice near side, gets it deep. 2:45 left in the third. Phantoms lead by a goal. Slavic placed to the left corner, grabbed by Fedotov, bounced out to center. Grabbed by Jack Wilson, sent to the right wing end. The Phantom touch up and get back on the forecheck. Bizguns skates ahead. Off the stick of Simpson, it just went out to center. Grabbed by Kaharchik, back to Wilson, dumped right back in. Slavic stops it behind the cage, left it for Bizguns. Into the left corner for Fedotov, and lifted out to center. Does not have enough steam on it for icing, as Houston skates into it, fires it around the kick plate, and be grabbed by Simpson, and backhanded down the ice. This one, however, will have enough steam on it for icing. 2:08 left in the third. Remember, Patrick McCadden does not have his timeout due to the failed challenge. Joey Slavic at the hash marks. All right, Ryan Ward is going to take his timeout, had tired bodies on the ice. So we'll be back in 60 seconds for the final 2:08 of regulation. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center, 2:08 left in regulation. Ryan Ward has just used his timeout. Patrick McCadden does not have his available. Phantoms just iced the puck. So Ward burned his timeout. So the faceoff will be in the Phantoms defensive zone. So they're going to drop it to the right of Trable. Joey Slavic is standing at the top of the circles, waiting to see what happens off this faceoff. It'll be Halfley against Rusinski in the circle. These two have been pretty evenly matched in the dot here tonight. This draw won by Rusinski. Houston off the window, out to center. And William Samuelson back to draw the icing whistle once more. 7 seconds tick off the clock. We'll do it again. So again, Slavic out to the top of the left circle in his own zone, waiting to see what happens off the draw. This time Rusinski to take the draw against Samuelson. Gamblers control the draw. Slavic heads to the bench. 1:57 left. Slavic off the ice for the extra attacker as Katz feeds it across off the stick of Trable. It's poked to the corner by Jardine. Halfley to Katz. Up the wall to Carcone. To Wooten. His shot wide of the cage and off the corner glass. Samuelson couldn't hold the zone. He'll retreat into his own end for it. Dallas Stars draft pick. Stops up for a moment behind the net, then drops it off for Halfley as he carried ahead. Back to Samuelson at the red line. Crisscrosses and dumps it deep. Halfley around the wall to Carcone, top of the left circle. Up to the line for O'Sullivan. to Samuelson. Back to O'Sullivan. Center point, Carcone, left circle. Center point, O'Sullivan shot off the stick of Wilson and wide. Jack got to it in the corner and clubs it down the ice. Rusinski trying to beat out the icing whistle. Oh, they're going to blow it. Oh, I thought Rusinski had Carcone beat. Not a big fan of that icing whistle. Phantoms bench doesn't seem to like it either. .102 left in regulation. The Valley Center crowd doesn't seem to like it much either. Great hustle by Phantoms captain, trying to keep that one alive. Gully to take the draw against Rusinski. Face-off controlled by the Gamblers. It's Tim in the left corner. Taken to the boards by Wilson. Worked the puck to Knutson. Fed down low. It came through Gully to Roseville near side. Up to the point for Bizguns. Back to Roseville. Center point for a high rising shot by Bizguns. It got the end glass. Stayed in the zone and in play. Tim to the point for Natussel. Back to Tim at the half wall. Back to Natussel. Center point. Bizguns. Back to Natussel. 30 seconds left in regulation. Across for Roseville. Shot. Glove save by Trable. Nick Knutson there to provide a little bit of a screen, but Trable flashing the right-handed trapper. 27.2 left in the third period. Net empty for Green Bay. Neither side has a timeout. Phantoms able to get a much-needed line change also. Hesh to take the draw against Samuelson. Hesh won the draw, but Wilson couldn't gather it in to clear. Halfley up the wall, poked out the center. Kuharczyk skating into it. Kuharczyk to the empty net. He scores! Turn that music down. Mateusz Kuharczyk puts this one on ice with his third goal of the season. Youngstown leads 4-2. Time of the goal, 1941. Beautiful read by Kuharczyk to break up the pass. It went out to center. Won the foot race and fired to the empty 4x6. Off the restart, it's Knutson up to the line, redirected toward the Youngstown end by Tim, picked up by Berard. 8 seconds left in regulation. Berard takes it away again, bounces it down the ice. And ladies and gentlemen, the Covelli Center is closed for business this evening. Youngstown wins 4-2. Final shots on goal for the game, 30-24 in favor of the Gamblers. We will keep it right here for the post-game show. Gamblers got on the board, forced it 18-38. Oh, the first was Zach Wooten, his third goal of the season. Adam Tim and Jack Culkin with the assists. Phantoms get a power play goal at 19:42 from Ryan Rusinski, his 8th of the season, and 5th power play goal. Jardine and Cooper Simpson with the helpers were tied at 1 at the end of the first. Phantoms got a pair goal from Cooper Simpson in the second period to grab a 3-1 lead at 10:45. Simpson on the power play, 4th of the season. Mateusz Kuharczyk and Jack Hextall with the helpers. Then at 16:56, it was Simpson at even strength, 5th of the season, 2nd of the game. Malachi McKinnon and Kuharczyk with the assist, 3-1 Youngstown. Green Bay would get one back at 18:30 from Andrew O'Sullivan, his first of the campaign. William Samuelson and Zach Wooten with the helpers. It was 3-2, and that is where we would sit until Mateusz Kuharczyk scored on the empty net at 19:42 of the third. Kuharczyk's third goal of the season in the books right now as unassisted, and that is how we got to our 4-2 final. Joey Slavik's record drops to 1-4 on the year. He stopped 20 out of 23. Tobias Trable wins his 4th of the year. His record now 4-1-1. He stopped 28 out of 30. Green Bay power play 0 for 2. Youngstown power play 2 for 4. As if tonight wasn't exciting enough, these two teams will wrap up the weekend series tomorrow with a 4:05 matinee here in Youngstown. It's 4:05 Eastern. Great seats still available. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets or more information. 330-747-PUCK. That is 330-747-7825. For my engineers, Dave Ferris and Jim Craven, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. For Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date on social media for you. And for our supervisor, my son, Jonathan, I'm Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Youngstown 4 and Green Bay 2. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow afternoon. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.